What's up, YouTube? Piping Red Beard. Woo! This is the, I guess you'd say the first quote-unquote real light of a bowl of Squadron Leader. Just got a cup of coffee. Actually got some pipe-related things to talk about today. In a minute, once I pull out. Here we go. So it occurred to me that I haven't actually been enjoying any kind of aromatics as much here lately as I used to. And I thought about that for a while and I wondered why. I think it all has to come down to like not wanting to be confined to beverage choices. So I find that with Lane 1Q, which I like, Hobbit's Weed, a couple of the old Shenandoah blends, you know, there's certain things like if you have a diet soda, if you have wine with some of that, or if you have like even a scotch or something, it doesn't pair well most of the time, or it'll cause some tongue bite because of either like a chemical thing, or that's usually what it is. It's a chemical thing. It just doesn't work well. And the other thing is that some of these English blends, Balkan blends, or stuff like that, I just find them just so good here lately. I'm getting older, maybe. I do smoke more of the pipe now than I used to ever. You know, over the last 2 years, I went from like picking up the pipe every couple months, maybe once a week, having cigars most of the time, and having a daily cigar, to now doing 2 or 3 bowls of tobacco a day in a pipe, and having a cigar maybe once a month. So it could be just all that, you know, when you're smoking more, and a lot of aromatic is going to affect you different. So maybe that's what it is. But anyway, this Squadron Leader, you can see it, maybe. I like it. It's pretty good. It'd be a nice daily blend. You know, it's not too bold or anything like that, where it would be after like a night. It's not like a nightcap where you feel like you need to eat a meal beforehand. But I still think I like Peter Stokkebye's English Luxury better. I think it's how I would probably describe it as they're both really quality tobaccos, but I would say the Peter Stokkebye English Luxury is just smoother and has more of a silky flavor to it. Just a little bit. I'm not talking a big amount, because they're both pretty similar in what they are. But I would definitely say that that's my preference. But like I said, I actually will keep a 10 or 2 of this on hand. It is a really good English blend. And you can find this a lot of places too. This is not like the Samuel Gawith stuff. It's been around for a while, so it won't fall under that new FDA regulations and all that stuff whenever they finally decide to enforce it. This is my oldest pipe I have. It's funny. It was like a basket pipe. Whoops. And it says Baronet Briary or something on the bottom. 611 EX. I think it's like a Rossi kind of 7LE spinoff or something like that. I don't remember. I looked it up once before. It was something like that. But the 611 shape is the Rossi 7LE type of numbering, and this is what the shape would be for those. It's a little, I'd say a little heavy if you're clenching. I still do it with this, and it's not like that big a deal, but if you were really going to be all day with one pipe, it would probably be a little annoying. But just going around town or something, or if you're just working and want a pipe while you're working, it'd probably be good. There we go. The other thing I was going to talk about is the dryness of your tobaccos. So I moved my office down to a basement. It's an unfinished basement, and it's a lot more humid down there than when I had my office in another part of the house. So my any tins or any open tins or anything like that actually don't dry out down there. It really kind of you could keep tobacco out probably. Well, I wouldn't say out, but your humidity level down there is it's a lot higher than the rest of the house. So I let it go out. I do have to, if I like a particular blend a little drier, it has to sit out longer. And in particular, like if I want to enjoy some Lane 1Q or a Hobbit's weed or something like that, I don't want it to be goopy. And usually if you just get it out of the bag, it's really not too bad, but I like it a little bit drier than the way that usually comes. Lane 1Q I've gotten from smokingpipes.com in bulk. And the Hobbit's weed I got from I guess you'd call it the Hobbit's weed match, but I got that from Four Noggins. And it doesn't come like really wet. I don't want to say that because they do a pretty good job of when they do ship it to you, but I prefer it more dry than what they give it. So anyway, and it took a little longer. But so in particular, this Squadron Leader was actually is probably right there where it's almost too dry. Because I opened this tin a while back and I haven't put it I usually put them in a jar or something like that if I know I'm not gonna go through it in a hurry. It wasn't too dry to where it was brittle and like crumbly. That's way too dry. You don't try to smoke that. But what I did was, if you run across something that's a little too dry, maybe pack it a little tighter than you would normally. What you don't What you don't want to do is a dry tobacco will burn quicker. So when you pack it tighter, you lessen the combustion because you're decreasing the oxygen space, basically, of your tobacco chamber. Conversely, when it's wet, it's not going to be as combustible, so then you would want to have a looser pack than what you probably would normally do, or just let the tobacco sit out. Usually if you put a wet tobacco out on a paper plate or something for about 20-30 minutes, it'll be fine, but sometimes you don't have that much time. Saw my hunting video yesterday. It was pretty goofy. I got like 2 hours of sleep the night before. And so I'm in this tree stand and I hadn't seen anything all weekend. It was really a bummer. But there was neighbors' dogs were going nuts, and there were shots all around, and actually there was one in the video somewhere else. Nothing came my way. Shortly after taking that, though, my father-in-law got a decent-sized buck. So I got down out of the tree stand at that point and helped him out with that. Going out this afternoon to my family farm. There's deer all over the place up there, but it's like they know when it's hunting season. They do. They suddenly decide, you know what? We know what time of year this is. We're not going to come out when I usually are. But there's enough of them up there that usually you can at least see something when you're up there. The other thing I said briefly that I do smoke my pipe when I'm hunting. I didn't used to. I used to be obsessed with the scent stuff, and you really need to make sure you use all the scent eliminator stuff, and you shower with the scent killer stuff, and you make sure when you're walking to your blind or tree stand or whatever, you don't sweat. So I was reading about the Native Americans. They would always smoke a pipe or be around a campfire before they went hunting. They didn't have any problem getting any deer. And if you look online, there are a lot of guys who smoke cigarettes and stuff while they're hunting, and it seems not to bother them. So I guess there's no hard science that says that's the way it is, or that there is no effect, but from all indications about people in actually doing hunting and from things like that, there's not. So, and it could help. So I thought about this too. If you're maybe the smoke would help mask some of the human scent. That's possible. Now, you always want to hunt, if you can, you want to hunt downwind. You don't want to hunt to where, because really, no matter what, if something really got like a deer or a bear or elk or whatever, the best thing you could possibly do is just to make sure that your scent's going the other way. Everything is, and that way they don't smell anything. But you can't always do that, and that's not always possible. So that's why the scent eliminator stuff and it's real popular and all that kind of thing. And all it does is just help to mask some of it. So anyway, that's my 2 bits for that. I don't shy away from the pipe when I'm out hunting, although it will. The last year I was out and I had my Wizard cobbit, but I put a freehand bit on it so I could clench it ever so little, because that's a heavy pipe. And so I had a doe come up, and I had the pipe clenched for like a couple of minutes, and she saw me, and so here I am with this pipe in my mouth, like heavy ass pipe, and it's like doing this number because I can't hold it very well because it's so damn heavy. I just had to sit still. I mean, I don't know how long this went on with her. She would stomp on the ground and that kind of thing, trying to get me to move, and I wouldn't. And when she'd finally duck her head, I'd like make a move to get a better position. And that took a few times before I was able. When she finally turned her head the other way, I finally took the pipe out and set it down, and then it was fine. Then it was just a matter of waiting to when she wasn't seeing me, and I did actually end up getting that one. But those are kind of fun because that's like a real. You're like having this. I don't know. I guess you say battle with movement. It's kind of funny. So I'm going to finish enjoying my Village Coffee House Breve. My Baronet Briar 611EX and my Samuel Gawith, I don't remember how that's pronounced actually. Gawith, maybe. Squadron Leader. On my way to pick up a turkey fry rack. As always, leave a comment or question if you want. I try to answer as much as possible and as quick as possible, although I don't monitor everything every day necessarily. I will, though, eventually get to it. So feel free to do so. Conversation is welcome. And enjoy. It's Thanksgiving this week, so I'll probably do another Thanksgiving video because I'm grateful to be. Well, I'm just grateful to be. How about that? Love you guys. YouTube out.